And the fourth, with the loudest of your voices, in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi, was born in the 128th year after Hijrah and died in the 183rd year after Hijrah. There is no doubt that when the famous speaker says, "There is no day like yours, O Aba Abdullah, but there are no years like yours, O Mousa ibn Ja'far," there is no doubt that these words echo in the back of someone's mind. As in, how can someone compare the tragedy of Karbala, the worst tragedy to ever fall on the Shia, to the years of an Imam? As in, yes, he is our Imam, he is our seventh Imam, but how do you compare the worst tragedy to the years that Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far lived? Inshallah, tonight I'd like to highlight how these years of Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far were some of the worst years that any of the Imams of Ahl al-Bayt faced. And I'd like to do so in the four following stages. Number one, when Harun al-Rashid confronted Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far about the comparison between the sons of Imam Ali and the sons of Abbas, what did Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far reply to him? Number two, which one of the relatives of Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far led to the imprisonment of Imam al-Khadim? Number three, what does Ibn Qurtubi narrate that he did to the Shia after the imprisonment of Imam Mousa al-Khadim? And number four, why were his titles Al-Khadim and Bab al-Hawa'ij? Inshallah, before I start, nawwaru qulubukum bis-salati ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Harun al-Rashid one day comes to Imam al-Khadim alayhi salam and he says to him, he says, "O Mousa ibn Ja'far, why is it that you, the sons of Ali, think you're better than us, the sons of Abbas?" Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far replied with, "Because Abu Talib is my grandfather. And Abu Talib and the father of Rasulullah, Abdullah, have the same mother. Whereas Abbas has a different mother to Abu Talib and Abdullah." He said, "Yes, that's true. But Abu Talib died. In the early years of Islam, Abu Talib died. Abbas stayed alive. He saw Hunayn, he saw the battles with Rasulullah." He said to him, "Yes." He said, Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far said to Harun, he said, "Harun, let me ask you a question." He said, would you allow Rasulullah to marry your daughter?" Harun al-Rashid said, "Yes, it would be my honor." He said to him, "But I would never let Rasulullah marry my daughter." He said to him, "Why?" He said, "Because Rasulullah is the father of my mother. Therefore, I cannot let him marry my daughter. So Harun, your link to Rasulullah is an indirect link, whereas mine is a direct link to Rasulullah." Now that hit Harun al-Rashid in his heart. That really annoyed Harun al-Rashid. But he still needed a bit more of a reason to imprison Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far. So what did he do? He was sitting in his courtyard one day, and on his right side he had a man by the name of Yahya al-Barmaki. Harun al-Rashid was saying, "I need a reason to imprison Mousa ibn Ja'far." Yahya al-Barmaki said, "Leave this to me." What did he do? He wrote a letter to the nephew of Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far. Who was his nephew? Ali, son of Ismail, son of Ja'far al-Sadiq. He says, "You come from Medina and you spread a rumor about Mousa ibn Ja'far here in Baghdad, we will give you a great sum of money." Ali bin Ismail packed his things, and as he Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far, "Where are you heading?" He said to him, "I'm heading towards Baghdad." He said to him, "And what do you have to do in Baghdad?" He said, I have a few debts that I want to pay off. My dear nephew, I'll pay your debts off. He said, no, my uncle, I really want to go to Baghdad. He said to him, very well. Ali ibn Ismail said to him, my dear uncle, do you have any advice that you can give me before I go? He said to him, yes. He said, what? Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far replies, he says, do not be the cause of my bloodshed and my family's. And he says, oh Ali, my nephew, take this 300 dinar and off you go to Baghdad. Ali ibn Ismail took the money, took the 300 dinar, took Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far's advice and headed to Baghdad. As he entered the courtroom of Harun al-Rashid, Harun said, Ja'far in Medina is collecting weapons and an army to overthrow you. Make sure you before he gets too powerful. Rashid, look right, look to the left. He said, now would you allow me to imprison him? Is this a good enough reason for me to imprison him? They said yes. Harun al-Rashid sends an army to Medina from Baghdad to catch Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far. But Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far, when he was imprisoned, this was the start of the major oppression against the Shia. Why? Ibn Qurtubi narrates, he says, one day Harun al-Rashid came to me. He says, one day Harun al-Rashid came to me and he said, how loyal are you to me? How much do you love me? How loyal are you? He said to him, I'm very loyal. He said to him, yeah, let me test your loyalness. He said, go towards this house. And in this house, there's going to be a person standing in front of it. Now this person is going to give you commands on what to do. He says, very well. He says, I went and I saw a man standing in front of the house. He pulled out a sword. He put the sword in my hand. He says, go inside this house. Every single person you see inside this house, you behead. Every single person you see inside this house, you behead. He says, I went in. I saw 3 rooms. I opened the door to the first room. I saw 20 of the sons of Fatima sitting there. He says, and one by one, I beheaded every single one of them. He says, I went into the second room. 20 of the sons of Fatima sitting there. I beheaded every single one of them. He said, I went into the third room. 20 of the sons of Fatima, I beheaded every single one of them. 60 of the sons of Fatima beheaded in that time period. In that short, small time period. He says, and I went back. Harun al-Rashid was satisfied. But did that anger Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far? No. Our Imams don't get angry. When they have an anger, it's more that they feel sorry for the person. And hence why he was called Al-Khadim. Because his anger would always be restrained. Whenever hardship fell over him, he would always restrain his anger. And I'm sure you've all heard of this hadith. When Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far was first sent to prison, he says, Ya Allah, all my life I've prayed that you give me a place on my own to worship you. Now you've given me this place, I thank you, Ya Allah. He saw the good in all the bad. What was his other title? Bab al-Hawa'ij. Why? Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far would never to the skies and pray towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far. Wallah, brothers and sisters, we have a shortcoming that we don't read upon our Imams. We don't read on our Imams. And especially someone like Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far, who spent 14 years, the last 14 years of his life, in a small cylinder. As our guest mentioned, as Sheikh Panju mentioned yesterday, the last few years of his life, he was in a dungeon, in a cylinder, where he could only stand and he couldn't sit. And he would ask the guards, because he couldn't tell the difference between night and day. He would ask the guards, whenever you attempt to pray your salah, please let me know so I can attempt to pray my salah. Inshallah, through this, I've given you a bit more confidence, a bit more motivation to go and read upon our Imams, to go and read upon Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far, to read upon the Imams after Imam Zayn al-Abidin, after Imam al-Baqir. Because we need to understand these Imams that we have, these gems that we have, in order for us to call ourselves true Shia of Al Muhammad. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
إليك يا ابن علي المرتضى السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والوتر الموتور، أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الحسن بن علي الولي الزكي الناصح السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله، بأبي أنتم وأمي، طبتم وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم، وفزتم فوزا عظيما. فيا ليتني كنت معكم فافوز معكم زيارة بالفضل العباس. السلام عليك يا بالفضل العباس ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن سيدي الوصي، السلام عليك يا ابن أول القوم إسلاما، وأقدمهم إيمانا، وأقومهم بدين الله، وأحوطهم على الإسلام. أشهد لقد نصحت لله ولرسوله ولأخيك، فنعم الأخ المواسي. فلعن الله أمة قتلت، ولعن الله أمة ظلمت، ولعن الله أمة استحلت منك المحارم وانتهكت حرمة الإسلام. فنعم الصابر المجاهد المحامي الناصر، والأخ الدافع عن أخيه، المجيب إلى طاعة ربه، الراغب فيما زهد فيه غيره من الثواب الجزيل والثناء الجميل. وألحقك الله بدرجة آبائك في جنات النعيم. إلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات، رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة مسبوقة بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
Ahsantum jami'an. Just another small reminder I've been given from the organizers. If we can once again kindly ask the parents to keep their children next to them, please, during the program, it'll be greatly appreciated. On another note, as we still wait for people to come inside, if I can once again kindly ask the brothers on this side, if you can kindly stand and come towards the middle, that'll also be greatly appreciated. So if you can do that now, that'd be great. Rahimallah man qara'a, rahimallah man dhakara al-qa'ima min ali Muhammad. And with that note, we'd like to welcome Sheikh Mohammed Abbas Panju with a loud salawat ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. على محبة الحسن والحسين الثانية، لتعجيل في ظهور إمام صاحب العصر والزمان الثالثة بأعلى أصواتكم.
رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله بارئ الخلائق الأجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء حبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين لا سيما ولي الله الحجة ابن الحسن صاحب الأمر والزمان روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين إلى قيام يوم الدين آمين رب العالمين. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى في محكم كتابه الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة. صدق الله العلي العظيم وآمنا به. نوروا مجالسكم بذكر محمد وآل محمد. أحسنت. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Respected brothers and sisters, continuing from our discussion last night and a small recap to continue the bahath for today. And like yesterday before, respected brothers and sisters, I would like to thank each and every one of you for making time outside of your schedules to go above and beyond in terms of honoring Babul Hawaij Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far Al-Khadim salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayh, seventh chosen successor of Rasulullah. And it is important that within your hearts, within your souls, you feel the grandeur of this participation in the majlis of Imam Al-Khadim alayhi salam. For you look at the Shia world at this point in time, and you look at the Shia inside of Iraq, the Shias gathering from all over the world inside of Iraq, within their millions preparing to go towards the blessed city of Qadmain to perform the ziyarah of Imam al-Khadim. Ziyarah millionia, the way they say. This ziyarah, this salutation and pledging your allegiance towards Imam al-Khadim, which is a key from the many keys that you need in order to register yourself as one of those 313. A key from the many keys that is needed in order for you to pass the path, that sirat, on the day of judgment. That path which is sharper than the blade of a sword and finer than the strand of your hair. This ziyarah of Imam al-Khadim is a key from the many keys that is needed in order for you to enter into heaven and paradise under the flag of Ahlul Bayt. For over these coming days, do not miss out on the opportunity of reciting the ziyarah of Imam al-Khadim as is found within the books of Ad'iyah, Mafatihul Jinan and so on and so forth. And with your presence in this Husayniyah al-Mubarakah, you are part of this global movement that is reviving the dhikr of Imam al-Khadim. And history tried its utmost to bury the legacy of Imam al-Khadim, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created a nation of pure-hearted men and women like yourselves who will ensure that the dhikr of Imam al-Khadim is kept alive until the dhuhur of the awaited Imam. And with your presence and your contribution, you are a part of this grand legacy. And it is as if on this night and in the coming nights, Sahih, your bodies might be here in London, but your hearts are in Khadim. And with your soul, it is as if you are circumambulating around the dhari of Maulana Imam Al-Khadim and Jawad. And you can smell the fragrance from the dhari. This is a tawfiq khasa from Imam Al-Khadim. And inshallah, I pray that by his sake, Babul Hawaij, each and every one of you who has come here today to honor him, may inshallah all your desires and all your supplications be fulfilled. And may Allah Azza wa Jal protect each and every one of you and your families from every type of su and bala. All of this with the barakat of Allah, salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Tayyib, our bahath yesterday that we began in terms of understanding, we had a number of prerequisites. Understanding the glory and the grand status of Ahlul Bayt through the Quran. Number two, we said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within the Quran has revealed to us historical incidences of the past, not only for us to absorb lessons from them in order to make our present and our future better, but what we were able to establish yesterday is that within the stories of the Anbiya, within the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used those incidences as a reflection through which you can understand the Ahlul Bayt. The stories that are mentioned within the Quran are parables through which you can understand the grand status of Ahlul Bayt. And we began yesterday by analyzing verses from Surah Yousif. And we said within Surah Yousif, 100 odd verses. When you read through the Quran and when you travel on this journey with Nabi Yousif, it is as if you are able to get a reflection of the life of Imam Al-Khadim alayhi salam. Two individuals in history whose imprisonment has been unparalleled, has no parallel. The imprisonment of Nabi Allah Yousif, and you have the imprisonment of Maulana Babul Hawaij, Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far Al-Khadim. And so we began on this journey of looking at some of the similarities, this Fada'il Mushtarakah, and understanding the status of Imam Al-Khadim through the verses revealed in honor of Nabi Yousif. And we were able to establish yesterday that the position of Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far al-Khadim is much more higher and much more elevated than that of Nabi Yousif. Do not be surprised that this is a concept which is well rooted and established within the Quran, that the position of Imamah is greater than the position of Nabuwah. There has never been an issue of ghulu in things like these outlined within the Quran. If we have an opportunity in the future, inshallah, we will establish that as well through the incident of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam. In any case, we highlighted one from yesterday and we move on. We highlighted yesterday a couple of things. Number one, like the way Nabi Yousif was a victim of jealousy and hate by those who were his own family members, the same applies to Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far al-Khadim, because the persecution that he faced at the hands of Bani Abbas were related to the Bani Hashim, in that their lineage from Abbas, the uncle of Rasulullah, cousins. Number one. And number two, we were able to establish yesterday that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala introduces Nabi Yousif within the Quran as a distinguished individual, a distinguished representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who was granted with a particular type of knowledge. And that particular type of knowledge was that he was able to interpret dreams, the science of interpreting dreams. And then we came and we compared this with Ahlul Bayt. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala introduces Ahlul Bayt within the Quran, He does not introduce them as being distinguished because they hold a certain type of ilm. Rather, they are distinguished because they have the ilm of everything within the realm of existence. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. As we mentioned yesterday, ittifaq between the Amma and the Khassa. This verse was revealed in honor of Amirul Mu'mineen, and the Imam Al-Khadim is the warith of Amirul Mu'mineen, the inheritor of the knowledge of Amirul Mu'mineen. This is where we stopped yesterday. Moving on, respected brothers and sisters, from the Quran, you find that again in regards to the similarities between Nabiullah Yousif and Maulana Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far al-Khadim. We will take selected verses from Surah Al-Yousif for the time that we have, and inshallah it will set the standard for you, for your own reflections when you read within the Quran on how you can debate through the Quran. When you yourself are reading the first verse that we want to refer back to, verse number 33, Surah Al-Yousif. Yani, nothing is out of coincidence, huh? You are trying to understand the grandeur of Imam Al-Khadim, who was imprisoned, by looking at the life of Nabi Yousif, who was also imprisoned. And both these comparisons, you are drawing them from the Quran that is also called Surah Al-Yousif. This is not chance. Wisdom, the treasures of knowledge that are placed within the Quran in certain sequences. In any way, verse number 33. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قال رب السجن أحب إلي مما يدعونني إليه. When Zulaykha tried to attract and convince Nabi Yousif to engage in a relationship that was not halal, in a relationship that was forbidden. And the consequence of this was that because Yousif refused, and Zulaykha's husband, the Aziz of Misr, entered into the room, Qissa Mufassala, and perhaps most of you know it, and the shirt was torn and so on and so forth. Nabi Yousif says something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala conveys to us, where Nabi Yousif says, "Oh my Lord, for me to be imprisoned, for me to spend years in prison is more beloved to me than to disobey you, Ya Allah." Relationship haram, fornication, ajallakumullah, adultery. Nabi Yousif says, "Ya Allah, I would rather be imprisoned and confined than to disobey you." And within this, there are lessons of motivation for us in our own daily lives. The issue was very simple for Nabi Yousif about fulfilling his desire with someone who happens to be one of the most beautiful women that were there in Egypt. He would have fulfilled his desire and life would have gone on like normal. He would not have been subject to prison and the pangs and the tribulations of being imprisoned. But Nabi Yousif said, "For me, suffering in this world as a consequence over choosing sin is better for me. Thaqafa. This is a culture that needs to be ingrained within us. In our daily lives, there are many situations that we face on a daily basis. Each and every one of us, ya ahibba'i, from the time you open your eyes to the time that you go to bed, know and be sure 100% you were faced by multiple imtihanat by shaitan. You are subject to a number of tests every step of the day. In your business, at your work. Taban, I used to have a background in sales. And perhaps majority of the brothers or the sisters know that when you're living or when you're working in a corporate world, sales and marketing is absolutely important. And the way they say in slang, in our language over here, in order to be a good salesman, you need to be a good blagger. You need to be able to blag such that you can even sell a comb to a bald man. For enter as a salesman, enter within marketing, enter within your business. You are faced with choices on a daily basis that you lie, commit a sin against Allah Azza wa Jal, deceive your customer and client, such that you can make X amount of pounds. Or you take the stance of Nabiullah Yousif and say, As-sijnu ahabbu ilay. Poverty is better for me than to earn that extra 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000 pounds from a manner which is haram. This is applicable to everybody, which is why within our fields, we need to have a certain level of fiqaha. We need to be familiar with the ahkam shar'iyya. Enter janabak as a doctor. Might be a GP. And you are faced with a circumstance or a situation where a customer, a client or a patient comes to you seeking abortion. What is your moral responsibility? What is your religious responsibility? Each and every one of us are faced with such choices on a daily basis. And it is up to us to see whether we are following within the footsteps of the Quran, motivated by Nabi Yousif and Imam Al-Khadim Lola. For like the way Nabi Yousif says, As-sijnu ahabbu ilay, that the prison is much more beloved to me. The same thing Imam Al-Khadim salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi says, for me to be imprisoned is 100 times better, is more beloved to me than to succumb and to attest to the illegitimate authority of Bani Abbas. This persecution and this imprisonment of Imam Al-Khadim, why? All Imam Al-Khadim had to do is go out once in the city of Medina and praise Harun Al-Abbasi. And Bain al-Qawsain, between brackets, you find that unfortunately in majority of the books, the title that is given to Harun, the Abbasid ruler, is Harun al-Rashid. Ya Rashid. Rashid from what perspective? La Rashid aslan. From the amount of killings and persecution, Tashayyu has never seen a darker period than the period of Harun. Yet the scholars or the historians come years later and describing as being Harun al-Rashid. Al-Rashid in what basis? On what basis? As we said yesterday, there are many durus akhlaqiyya and nukat i'tiqadiyya that we take as we move on this journey. As we are on this point. Shabab, few months back in one of the airports over here in Europe, within the bookstore, we're having a look at some of the books that were there. And there was a section on historical books. And the title of the book was this. Somewhere along these lines. the golden era of Islam under the Umayyad dynasty. The golden era of Islam under the Umayyad dynasty. Yani the golden era of Islam as a result of the rule of Bani Umayyah. These are books that are translated in English and God knows how many other languages. Ani, I had to laugh. Yani gharib jiddan, you're promoting books of Bani Umayyah inside of the airport. This is what history has done in terms of manipulating reality. Whose responsibility is it to come up and show the world the truth? So long as you and I are silent, we have given the power of the narrative to the other side. The side of irhab and the side of killings and bloodshed and everything barbaric under the sun. In any case, coming back, Imam Al-Khadim, subject to imprisonment, just like Nabi Yousif, because of the fact that he stood by principle. Imam Al-Khadim, it would not have hurted him. He could have sat back and said, my father As-Sadiq has been poisoned, my father Al-Baqir was poisoned, before that Zayn Al-Abidin and the Ma'sat of Karbala. Until when Imam Al-Khadim could have gone out in Medina and would have openly praised Harun Al-Abbasi. He could have endorsed their authority in public. He would not have been subject to this imprisonment. In fact, they were waiting for his attestment. Principle. Bani Abbas was not selected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be the khulafa on earth. And Imam Al-Khadim ensured that he did everything within his power through his ilm and the tarbiyah that he gave to his companions and students, that they know that there is only one rightful successor after Rasulullah, and that is Amirul Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib, and after him the 11 children from his lineage, ending with the awaited Maulana Sahibul Amri wa Zaman. For you find in the same way, point number 1 for today, that Nabi Yousif was a prisoner because of ideological principle. You find the same applies for Imam Al-Khadim. However, Ahibbai, there is a big difference in the prison of Nabi Yousif and in the prison of Imam Al-Khadim. In terms of intensity, in terms of persecution. How? Look at, again, we are on Surah Al-Yusuf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in regards to Nabi Yousif, when his brothers were plotting against him, and they threw him into the well. We said yesterday, Nabi Yousif's brothers were jealous of him. And they were jealous of the fact that their father, Nabi Yaqub, loved Yousif more than everybody else. So they plotted a scheme that they will take him out into the deserts or into the plains. They will dash him into a well. And they will put a narrative to the father that Yousif was, alayhi salam, was eaten by a wolf. So look at this situation when Nabi Yousif was being thrown inside the well. قَالَ قَائِلٌ مِّنْهُمْ لَا تَقْتُلُوا يُوسُفَ وَأَلْقُوهُ فِي غَيَبَاتِ الْجُبِّ. When the brothers were plotting against him, one of the brothers said, hold on, do not kill Yousif. Do not kill him. Yes, we hate him, but we don't want him dead. Rather, throw him into the depth, into the deepest part of the well. يلتقطه بعض السيارة إن كنتم فاعلين. Perhaps there will be a caravan that is passing and they will save him. What we understand from this verse, my brothers and sisters, is that when Nabi Yousif was being thrown inside of the well, there was an element of mercy from his brothers. Yes, they wanted to harm him, but they didn't want to kill him. They still had some sort of affection and mercy for him, which is why one of them said, قَالَ قَائِلٌ مِّنْهُمْ لَا تَقْتُلُوا يُوسُف. Do not kill him. So, the people who were responsible for throwing Nabi Yousif into the well, evil as they were in their actions, they still had a little bit of mercy inside of their heart. La taqtulu Yousif. Perhaps other people who come may find him and save him and take him. Now compare this with those people who were responsible for the imprisonment of Imam Mousa Al-Khadim. Ani, I ask you, did they have even an ounce of mercy in their heart? Lola. Yousif is put in imprisonment by those who have little bit of affection. Imam Al-Khadim was subject to imprisonment by those who didn't understand the word mercy. Those who were deprived of this emotion of mercy. Men who were beasts to the highest level. Where is the imprisonment of Yousif and where is the imprisonment of Imam Al-Khadim? Not an ounce of mercy by the captives of Imam Al-Khadim, such that the historians mention, and we mentioned this in passing yesterday, Nabi Yousif was thrown at the bottom of the well that was dry. But when he looked up, he was able to see the sunlight. When he looked up, he was able to tell the difference between day and night. Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far al-Khadim, in an underground dungeon at Ta'amura, a hole dug within an underground dungeon, a place that was so constricted, they say in military terms in this day and age, when you subject a prisoner to stress position. Stress position is that you keep your subject or your prisoner in one position, either standing or squatting or sitting for extended hours until the muscles in the body cramp up. And as a result of this, the mind gets disoriented. This is what Imam Al-Khadim was subject to for years on end, not knowing where is day and where is light. One of the times Imam Al-Khadim himself says that Ta'amura, this prison, I was suffocating. Ahibba'i, these are words that are not easy to digest, huh? Sit back and think for yourself. Being subject to a stress position where every muscle in your body is cramped. And on top of that, you are struggling to take breath. What would you do? How would you move? Sit back and think. Imam Al-Khadim says, with difficulty I made my way to the top of the Ta'amura, such that I may take a breath of air. And he says, one of the guards of Harun was standing there. The minute I raised my head, he kicked me across my chest. And on top of that, as we said yesterday in the Na'i, وَشَتَمَ أُمِّي Fatima. Allah. They insulted my mother Fatima. Verbal insults sometimes sting more than the sword or the arrow. Those who imprisoned, those who threw Nabi Yousif in the well had mercy on him. Yes, they hated him, but they had mercy. Imam Al-Khadim didn't have this. His imprisonment was more intense than that of Nabiullah Yousif. One of the times, is mentioned in the books of history, Harun would send the secret service to spy on those prison guards who are in charge of Imam al-Khadim, persecuting Imam al-Khadim. Yani, look at the regime of the dictator. You have a spy working from within on your own closest circle to keep an eye on them. So he sends spies, secret service, undercover, to go and keep an eye on the prison guards of Imam al-Khadim. And Harun's command is this: if you find a prison guard who is lenient towards Imam al-Khadim, report him to me such that he can be punished. Ajib. It's the level of haqd and bughd within their heart. It's written within the books of history. One prison guard happened to be slightly lenient. Do you know what means slightly? What is the meaning of slightly lenient? The food that was given to Imam al-Khadim was stale water and stale bread. One piece of stale bread and one glass of stale water. Maulana Babul Hawa'ij would be for a number of the days in a state of sawm. And this was his iftar. On that particular day, the bread was not stale enough, according to their standards, to give Imam al-Khadim. For this, the prison guard was arrested and taken to Harun al-Abbasi for an interrogation. Why did you show such leniency to Mousa ibn Ja'far al-Khadim? He said, I wasn't lenient. The bread says a different story. Ajib, ma'kul, the bread was not stale enough to feed the prisoner. The books of history mention for this one act, which according to Harun seemed to be an act of leniency, this man was given 100 lashes. The historians mention after the 100 lashes, the man could not tell where is right and where is left. Compare the intensity of the imprisonment of Nabi Yousif with the imprisonment of Imam al-Khadim. Where Nabi Yousif, where Imam al-Khadim? Allah Azza wa Jal praises Nabi Yousif in the Quran, even though Imam al-Khadim's imprisonment is higher. So if Nabiullah Yousif is praised, then where is the status of Imam al-Khadim? Taban higher than Nabiullah Yousif. This is one. There was an element of mercy from those who threw Nabi Yousif in the well, in sharp contrast to those who imprisoned Imam al-Khadim. I give you another example, again from the Quran, that Imam al-Khadim's imprisonment was more intense than that of Nabiullah Yousif. And let me also make this clear, Akhaf yani, somebody gets the wrong impression that we are trying to put down the position of the Anbiya and raise the status of Ahlul Bayt. We're not putting down the imprisonment of Nabi Yousif. What we're doing is we're trying to understand the intensity of the sufferings incurred by Nabi Yousif and that incurred by Imam al-Khadim. And Imam al-Khadim's suffering was far much greater than that of Nabi Yousif. This does not bring down the position of Nabi Yousif, just in case this is misunderstood. Look at what is mentioned within the Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. A second example. When Zulaykha tried to seduce Nabi Yousif, he ran for the door. What we understand from the Quran is that she tried to seduce Nabi Yousif a number of times. She would approach Nabi Yousif a number of times, and every time Nabi Yousif would turn away and say no, and so on and so forth. This time round, which is mentioned in the Quran, when Nabi Yousif refused to engage in this forbidden, illicit relationship, he ran towards the door, or he moved towards the door. And as he moved towards the door, Zulaykha, in a desperate attempt, held on to the shirt of Yousif. So as she grabbed the shirt of Yousif alayhi salam and Yousif ran forward, the shirt tore from the back. And at that point in time, the Aziz of Misr walked in. The ruler of Egypt, who is the husband of Zulaykha. And you can imagine the scene. So Zulaykha straight away blames Nabi Yousif that the servant in the house tried to dishonor me, or the servant in the house tried to initiate an inappropriate relationship. So Zulaykha begins by saying, to cover up her lie, she says to her husband, the Aziz of Misr, that Yousif needs to be punished. Now look at how this is mentioned within the Quran and how it relates to Imam al-Khadim. She says to him, قالت ما جزاء من أراد بأهلك سوءا. She says to the Aziz of Misr, how will you deal with somebody who tried to do an evil act with your wife? إلا أن يسجن أو عذاب أليم. Zulaykha says she gave the Aziz of Misr straight away two options. She said to him, this Yousif tried to violate my honor. So, as a punishment, he should either be imprisoned, number one, or he should be subjected to some type of torture. Mufassirin of the Quran have said, in the way that Zulaykha says, illa ayyusjan. Yusjan, he should be imprisoned. In Arabic grammar, fi'l majhul. Fi'l majhul usually denotes light imprisonment. Zulaykha was responsible for Nabi Yousif to go to prison, sahih. But Zulaykha still loved Yousif. She still had affection for Yousif. So when she told Aziz of Misr that send him towards prison, light imprisonment, she didn't say to the Aziz of Misr, have Yousif killed. What does she say? She said two things, either imprisonment or number two, torture. And what is understood is because she loved Yousif, some light type of torture. People forget about this story and the things move on. Meaning that the lady responsible for the imprisonment of Nabi Yousif also had an element of mercy, as in sharp contrast to those who were responsible for the imprisonment of Imam al-Khadim. And then look at what Zulaykha says. Zulaykha commands or instigates the imprisonment of Nabi Yousif for Nabi Yousif himself. She didn't say, because I hold a grudge against him, imprison his father and his brothers. Did she say that? No. Her problem was with Yousif, and hence the imprisonment for Yousif. Now compare this with Bani Abbas and Imam al-Khadim. Harun al-Abbasi has a problem with Imam al-Khadim, but he didn't constrain this problem or this issue to the imprisonment of Imam al-Khadim. Rather, he vented out his anger and hatred on the entire family of Imam al-Khadim. There is a big difference in the imprisonment of Nabi Yousif and the imprisonment of Imam al-Khadim by Bani Abbas. Zulaykha and the Aziz, evil as the action was, had an element of mercy within them. Bani Abbas didn't even have this mercy. Zulaykha constricted the punishment to Yousif as Yousif. Bani Abbas did not constrict the imprisonment to Imam al-Khadim, but rather to all the children of Ali and Fatima at that time, the Sada, Hassani and Hussainis. Which one was more intense in history? The historians mention the Sada, honorable children from the lineage of Ali and Fatima. The worst times that they went through during Bani Abbas. Leave mass genocide of Shias. we have seen in our lifetime mass genocide of Shias. An example, what happened in Camp Spiker years ago, what happened in Iraq, what continues to happen inside of Afghanistan, inside of Nigeria, and where. Targeted killings of Shias, of followers of Ahlul Bayt. And this was something that happened from the time of Saqifa. Targeted killings of the followers of Ahlul Bayt. But during the time of Harun, it was stepped up a notch higher. It was not only targeted killing of Shias, Ahibba'i, it was targeted killing of Sada. Children from the lineage of Ali and Fatima. Our respected Sadat who are sitting in the majalis. And I'm in no position to say this. When you wear your green scarves on your shoulder, wear it with pride and honor. I don't say pride and honor by way of takabbur, la. This is a sign of your identity, an identity that has survived persecution and genocide for over 1400 years. And the custom on the mimbar of Imam al-Hussein, the persecution through which Tashayyu has gone through, in itself is a dalil that we are on the right path. Because if there was any other madhab, any other faith and any other religion that was exposed to the same persecution in the way that we have been subjected to, that faith would, its remembrance aslan would have been removed from the face of this earth. There would not even be a trace of that. The whole world was against Tashayyu. Still today the dhikr of Amirul Mu'mineen and Aliyun Waliyullah from the Adhan emanates in every corner of the earth. فَأَنْتُمْ Sada. Responsibility through your actions. Without doubt, everybody. So when you wear these scarves, these are marks of honor that point towards a legacy. Historians mention on one night, one of the wuzara of Harun. This is when Imam al-Khadim was in imprisonment. You know, Imam al-Khadim was in imprisonment for an extended period of time. 20 odd years in multiple prisons between Basra and Baghdad and so on and so forth. The imprisonment in Baghdad, in the prison of Sindi, Al-La'in was only one of many other prisons that he was subject to. However, on the issue of the Sada, so you understand the intensity of the imprisonment that Imam al-Khadim was subject to was much more harsher than that of Nabiullah Yousif. The prison guard himself says, one of the narrator, the Rawi, mentions that I went to visit this Fulan Wazir, governor or minister of Harun in Shahrul Ramadan, in the middle of the afternoon, time of Salatul Dhuhr. I go to visit him in his house and I saw that this wazir, this minister, is sitting down and the sufra is being laid in front of him and he's eating. Ajib. He said, he sat down and the wazir offered him food. He said to him, I'm fasting and I don't have a reason to do iftar. I'm not sick, I'm not a traveler, this, that, what not. And he said, perhaps you are eating because you are not feeling well. Husnul dhan, like the way they say, make 70 excuses for your brother. This wazir replies by saying that it's not that I'm sick and it's not that I'm exempt from fasting, but I don't see any benefit in fasting anymore. Allah. What do you mean? He says, no matter how much I fast and no matter how much I pray, I know it's of no benefit for me. The sins that I've committed in my life are so great that even if I was to fast my entire life, it would not help me. Ajib. What sin is this? He asks him, what did you do in your life such that you've reached to such a level? The wazir says, understand the people who imprisoned Imam al-Khadim. And compare this with the imprisonment of Nabiullah Yousif. He says, on one night Harun calls me to the palace. I'm his governor. In the middle of the night I'm summoned. He says, as I'm summoned over there, Harun asks me, how loyal are you towards me? He replies back to Harun and he says, with all my wealth and all my life, I am loyal to you. Yani, my entire existence is up to you. Shufu. See, these are lessons which you can even identify tyrants in this day and age. When a leader, non-ma'asum tab'an, the ma'asum are a different bracket, it's outside. When a non-ma'asum, a non-infallible, a fallible person in a position of leadership requires from you unconditional support or unconditional obedience, understand that this is the first and the greatest sign of a taghi, of a dhalim. Shunu unconditional authority or submission. These are people, they had to sell their existence to the ruler. Khalas ba'd. There was nothing they could do. They had no element of free will in their life. So Harun says, how loyal are you to me? He says, with my life and my wealth and my health and my family and madri shu. Harun says to him, take the sword and follow this God of mine, and tonight we shall test your loyalty. The wazir says that I entered into a house. In the middle of the house there was a veranda. In the middle of the house there was a well. There's a well in the middle of the house in the veranda. And this veranda opened up to 3 different rooms. 3 different doors leading to 3 different rooms. He says, I went with this man and there's a sword in my hand. Harun is testing my loyalty. I'm a wazir in his government, huh? He says, I entered, I was shown into the first room. The door was opened and he says, I saw 20 men, women, elders and children tied up in ropes, having been deprived of any type of food or water for God knows how many days. The command has come from Harun Al Abbasi that these people need to be executed and killed today. He says, I feared when I looked at them. He said, when I asked about their identity, I was told all of them are the Sada from the children of Ali and Fatima. Sada, understand when you wear this green scarf around your shoulder. For us, non-Sada, to respect the Sada in that sense. Inna a'tainaka al-kawthar. When Allah said this siddiq, do you know for this kawthar in terms of lineage what they went through? He says, I brought each and every one of them to the courtyard. I beheaded them with my swords while the other person kept throwing their bodies into the well. We finished one room and was led to a second room and to a third room. In one night, 60 men, women, children from the children of Ali and Fatima were beheaded and their bodies thrown into a well for no crime that they have done except that they have loyalty to Babul Hawaij, Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far al-Khadim. These were the times in which Imam al-Khadim lived. These were the type of people that Imam al-Khadim was imprisoned by. In one night, this man himself says, the last person that I was going to behead was a person who was old in age and his back was bent. He looked at me with tears flowing down his face. As I got ready to raise my sword such that I may behead him, he turned towards me, and do you know what is the last words that he said to me? He said to me, oh man, how will you face my grandfather Rasulullah on the day of judgment? These were the last words before he was executed and his headless body thrown into a well. Where is the imprisonment of Imam al-Khadim and where is the imprisonment of Nabi Yousif? And the reality of the matter is that because the darajah of Nabi Yousif, because the darajah of Imam Al-Khadim is higher than the darajah of Nabi Yousif. This is why the imtihan and the persecution of Imam Al-Khadim was much more intense than that of Nabi Yousif. And this is the Quran for you to read, ya ahibba'i, and understand the of Imam Al-Khadim from the story of Nabi Yousif within the Quran. This is the meaning of this hadith of Rasulullah that we said yesterday. Inni tarikun fikum uthiqlain kitabullahi wa itrati. Learn about the itra from the Quran itself. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Tayyib, our time is almost over and there is much to say in this regards. We will suffice for today, and I know you have a 3-night program. Tomorrow night there is a recitation of the Maktal by the Mullah, and I have a different recitation in the city of Leicester. Inshallah, Tatimmat al-Bahath. The completion of this Bahath will be tomorrow in Leicester. For those of you who are interested to follow the lecture, we are also grateful for Imam Hussein Media Group and Imam Hussein TV3 that broadcast these lectures. Those of you who are interested may be able to follow this on Imam Hussein TV. Before I go into the Masa'ib as well, it's my responsibility to thank the Sadah and the organizers of the Majlis over here in Diwan al-Kafil for this great effort that they have undergone to put together 3 nights for Imam Al-Khadim. I have not seen any other center in London uphold the dhikr for 3 nights for Imam Al-Khadim. فَهَنِيًا لَكُمْ. And I pray for the organizers of this majlis at this Husayniyah Al-Mubarakah, Diwan Al-Kafil, and for each and every one of you who have come to honor Imam Al-Khadim, that may you be protected from every type of su and bala, and insha'Allah by the grace of Imam Al-Khadim, all your hajat and du'as are accepted. In the dunya, insha'Allah, you are blessed with the ziyarah of Imam Al-Khadim, and in the akhirah, insha'Allah, the shafa'ah of Imam Al-Khadim, with the barakat of Allah, salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ahibba'i, the tragedy of Imam Al-Khadim. Tomorrow, inshallah, is the recitation of the full Maktal by the Mullah. Tonight, like yesterday, we will take certain parts of the tragedy of Imam Al-Khadim and relate it back to Karbala. Imam Al-Khadim, despite his imprisonment, played a great role in providing tarbiyah to the Shia when it came to commemorating Ashura and when it comes to commemorating the grief of Imam al-Hussein. This in itself is a historical study on its own. But suffices it for us to know that there is not a single day from his life that passed except that Imam al-Khadim wept over the tragedy of Imam al-Hussein. See, Ahibba'i, when Nabi Yousif was removed from prison, he was brought in front of the masses dressed as a king with a crown on his head. Allah, how was Nabi Mousa, or how was Imam Mousa al-Khadim removed from the prison? A dead body that was shackled in chains. The narrations mention that when Harun al-Abbas had Imam al-Khadim poisoned, the effect of the poison was such that the Imam's complexion had changed, moving towards the right and moving towards the left. There are 2 parts of Imam al-Khadim where his tragedy is similar to that of Imam al-Hussein. The narrations mention that while he was in the prison, the effect of the poison was so intense that Imam al-Khadim suffered from extreme thirst towards the final moments of his life. Turning towards the right, turning towards the left. This is Maulana Imam Mousa ibn Ja'far crying crying out like his uncle, like his grandfather, Imam al-Hussein, feeling the pangs of thirst. And at this point, the cries of the children comes into mind when they cried out, Al-Atash, Al-Atash. This is Imam al-Hussein in Karbala, who is being martyred and slaughtered while he's thirsty. And over here in the prisons of Baghdad, we have Imam al-Khadim spending the final moments of his life without any water. Allah, Imam al-Khadim left this dunya while he was thirsty due to the intensity of the poison. The historians mention that when the people had ascertained and they were sure that Imam al-Khadim has died, they took the body of Imam al-Khadim from the prison, a dead body. The legs were shackled in chains, the hands were shackled with chains. They took the body and they left the body of Imam al-Khadim on the bridge of Baghdad for 3 days under the scorching heat. The body of Imam al-Khadim without a ghusl and a kafan. The people of Bani Abbas and the prisoners standing on the bridge, some of them kicking the body of Imam al-Khadim, all of them crying out, this is the Imam of the Rafidah. This is the Imam of the people who thinks that he was selected by Allah. Wa Imamah, O Imam al-Khadim, in the way that your body was left 3 days unburied on the bridge of Baghdad, my heart travels towards Karbala. Karbala. Allah, this is the body of Imam al-Hussein left on the plains without a ghusl and a kafan. But in what state was the body of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein? A body where every bone was broken when the horses trampled upon it. I end the Masa'ib with this part. On the 13th of Muharram, Imam Sajjad comes back to Karbala to bury Imam al-Hussein. Bani Asad and the people of Bani Asad are watching. They helped bury the companions, but when it came to Imam al-Hussein, Imam Sajjad said, I shall bury him by myself. The grave was already dug where you see it. The historians, it is mentioned within the Maqatil that the grave of Imam al-Hussein was dug by Rasulullah himself. Imam Sajjad mentions that I went towards the body of my father Abu Abdullah. I tried to lift the body such that I may place my father Imam al-Hussein into the qabr, into the grave. He says, I tried to lift the body from the right side, but I couldn't. Imam Sajjad sat down. He went around and tried to lift the body of Imam al-Hussein from the left side. He couldn't. He sat down. The people of Bani Abbas came forward and said, Ya Zayn al-Abidin, is the body of Imam al-Hussein so heavy that you cannot lift it? Imam Sajjad began to weep and cry. He said, La wallah, it is not that the body was heavy and it is not that I am weak, but the manner in which this body has been trampled by horses. If I lift the body from the left side, the right side of the body falls over. If I lift the body from the right side, the left side of the body falls over. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We pray to Allah Azza wa Jal by the Sheikh of Imam al-Khadim. Ya Allah, hasten the reappearance of Imam al-Hujjah. Ya Allah, by the Sheikh of Imam al-Khadim, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat who have gathered here today, forgive us our sins on a night like this and enable us to be from amongst the Ansar and the Ashab of Imam al-Hujjah. Ya Allah, all our family members and friends who have passed away and are no longer in the dunya with us, you make their graves into a garden from the gardens of Jannah by the Sheikh of Imam al-Khadim. Ya Allah, All our brothers and sisters who are not in the best of health, you grant them ease and you cure them in the fastest of times. Ahibai, we also have a request that we have one of our brothers, Brother Mahmoud Al-Layar, who has a brain tumor, I believe, and he's in need of dua. On this night of Imam Al-Khadim, with your tears rolling down, and from the member of Imam Al-Hussein, for this boy, if we can all get together 5 times to recite the Ayatul Shifa'ah, and for all those who are not in the best of health, inshallah, by the grace of Imam Al-Khadim, may they gain cure. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء عما يجيب عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. May Allah through Imam Al-Khadim cure this young boy and every one of us whose family members, ourselves who are not in the best of health. May all your hajat be accepted. يقول الله تعالى في محكم كتابه الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد ويلي على المسموم ويلي هلا بالشباب ويلي على المسموم هي عمره انقضى محروم ويلي. رتب روحك شباب رتب روحك. هلا ويلي على المسموم عمره انقضى محروم ويلي ويلي على المسموم هلا هلا عمره انقضى محروم هلا هلا هي عمره انقضى محروم لو بالشرق لو بالغرب لو بالشرق لو بالغرب هلا بالشام. ولي على المسموم تفضل عم تفضل تفضل. هلا هلا عمر انقضى محروم. لا عم بكل دولة احنا لو بلد، كل دولة احنا لو بلد يا الكاظم ويبقى العهد، بكل دولة احنا لو بلد يا الكاظم ويبقى العهد، ما ننسى ذكرك للأبد، ما ننسى للأبد. هي عمر انقضى معاه صوتك شباب ويلي بعد ويلي ويلي بكل دولة احنا لو بلد يا الكاظم ويبقى العهد، بكل دولة احنا لو بلد يا الكاظم ويبقى العهد، ما ننسى ذكرك للأبد، ما ننسى ذكرك ويلي ويلي هلا ويلي. الطم عمي رحم الله والديك بلا كلام، مأجور عمي مأجور عمي مأجور عمي. مأجور سجانك ماتي على عتابك، سجانك ماتي على عتابك، سجانك ماتي على عتابك، سجانك ماتي على عتاب. هذا جوابك سجانك ماتي على عتابك، سجانك ماتي على سجانك سجانك ماتي هلا 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 سجانك ماتي. مو صعب عمي هذا مو صعب. سجانك ماتي على سجانك ماتي على سجانك سجانك ماتي هلا ويمسح ذكراك من أحبابك سجانك ما سجانك ما سجانك صوتك عمي صوتك ارفع إلى خادم الحسين الشاعر عبد اللطيف خالدي لو حقق بالدين يا مراد هروني وذبح بالسعادة معروف لهم هاي العادة الصواب جدك بالسم صابك اي لو حقق بالدين يا مراد حروني وذبح بالسعادة معروف لهم هاي العادة الصواب جدك بالسم صابك سجانك ما تعلى سجانك ما تعلى تابك اي وثبت حبك باعماقي يا ساكن ذكرك احداقي هو الزايل وانت الباقي يرخص عرشك بالي ترابك وثبت حبك بعماقي يا ساكن ذكرك بحداقي هو الزايل وانت الباقي يرخص عرشك بالي ترابك سجانك ما سجانك هلا سجانك ما يخسى سجاني حط قدرك خاسير كل من وجه صبرك يخسى سجاني يحط قدرك خاسر كل من وجه صبرك بعينه يشوف يقصد قبرك تجاني الدنق يم بابك يخسى السجاني يحط قدرك خاسر كل من وجه صبرك يشوف بعينه يشوف يقصد قبرك تجاني يدنك يم بابه سجانك ما خادم سجانك سجانك ماتي يخسى السجاني حوط قدرك خاسر كل من واجه صبرك يخسى السجاني يحط قدرك خاسر كل من واجه صبرك بعينه يشوف يقصد قبره تجاني الدنيق يم بابك سجاد سجانه بالمحشر كاظم وعدك ربك يجمع كل من ضدك وانا يتذوق بالسم يبدأ تنقص ايدين بالسم صابك بالمحشر يا الكاظم وعدك ربك يجمع كل من ضدك وانا الذوق بالسم جبدك تنقص ايدين بالسم صابك سجانك ماتي سجانك أفلح من صلى ثلاثا على محمد وآل محمد يا عذابي وهذه ساعات الأخيرة وانا وحدي لا عمام لا عشيرة يا عذابي وهذه ساعات الأخيرة وانا وحدي لا عمام ولا عشيرة من أغمض عيوني عالجسير تلقوني من أغمض عيوني عالجسير تلقوني يا عذابي وهذه ساعات الأخيرة وانا وحدي لا عمامي ولا عشيرة يا عذابي يا عذابي وانا وحدي لا عمامي ولا عشيرة يا عذابي يا عذابي وانا وحدي لا عمامي ولا عشيرة من أغمض عيوني من أغمض عيوني عالجسر تلقون من أغمض عيوني هلا عالجسر تلقوني عالجسر تلقوني يا عذابي وهذه ساعات الأخيرة احفظ عمي وانا وحدي لا عمامي ولا عشير يا عذابي يا عذابي من أغمض عيوني عالجسر تلقوني من أغمض عيوني عالجسر تلقوني عالجسر اسمعني يا عذابي وهذه ساعات الأخيرة وانا وحدي لا عمامي ولا عشيرة يا عذابي وهذه ساعات الأخيرة وانا وحدي لا عمامي ولا عشيرة من أغمض عيوني عالجسر هلا من أغمض عيوني تلقوني عالجسر آخر مرة يا عذاب صوتك ولا عشير هلا عافية ولا عشير هلا من أغمض عيوني عالجسر الكل شارك من أغمض عيوني عالجسر قالوا أصحاب المثل وانا سمعيتهم يا غريب اذكر هلك وتذكريتهم هذا نصك عمي واجرك على الحسين قالوا أصحاب المثل وانا سمعيتهم يا غريب اذكر هلك وانا ذكريتهم كم سنة مرت علي ما شفيتهم ودعيت كل الفرح من ودعيت كل الفرح من 15 عام بسجن مرت علي 15 عام السلاسل فوق ايدي 15 عام بسجن مرت علي 15 عام السلاسل فوق ايدي الغربة خطفت لوني عالجسير تلقوني الغربة خطفت لوني عالجسر هلا عالجسر يا عذابي وهذه ساعات هلا عذاب. هلا هلا وانا وحدي لا عمى ولا عشي. هلا من اغمض عيوني عالجسر. هلا من اغمض عيوني. خادمك سيد. إلى خادم الحسين الشاعر كرر حسين الكربلائي. قالوا أصحاب المثل وأنا سمعيتهم يا غريب اذكر هلك يا غريب اذكر هلك وتذكريتهم. كم سنة مرت علي ما شفيتهم ودعيت كل الفرح من ودعيتهم. 15 عام بسجن مرت علي 15 عام السلاسل وين فوق ايدي. قول 15 عام بسجن مرت علي 15 عام السلاسل. هلا الغربة خطفت لوني الغربة خطفت لوني. عالجسر يا عذابي يا عذابي. من أغمض عيوني من أغمض عيوني بعد من أغمض عيوني. هلا عالجسر بغربتي وروحي تريف مثل الحمامة. علي ظل يبكي السجين هو وظلامه واللي فارق أهله يا ليل اللي ينامه. شكبر بخته المات بين أهله وعمامه. شكبر بخته المات بين أهله وعمامه. ماكو واحد من هلي يسأل علي ما اجتني لا رسالة ولا وصية. ماكو واحد من هلي يسأل علي ما اجتني لا رسالة ولا وصية. جمرة بيني يجفوني عالجسر. هلا جمرة بيني يجفوني عالجسر. يا عذابي يا عذابي. ساعد إمامك ساعد إمامك. صوتك صوتك صوتك. هلا هلا هلا. من أغمض عيوني. هذه حالة إمامك من أغمض عيوني. الدنيا ظلمة وما شفت
بسماي نجمة يا خلق سجاني ماكو بقلب رحمة شفت شباك وهوى احتاجيت اشمه عالوجيه بيده لطمني شلون لطمه عالوجه بيده لطمني شلون لطمه دنيا ظلمة وما شفت بسماي نجمة يا خلق سجاني ماكو بقلب رحمة شفت شباك وهوى احتاجيت اشمه عالوجيه بيده لطمني شلون لطمه من سطرني تذكرت سطرة الزهرة عيني مثل امي بقى يا ناس حمرة من سطرني تذكرت سطرة الزهرة عيني مثل امي بقيت يا ناس حمرة والاثار بعيوني عالجسير تلقوني عالجسير تلقوني يا عذابي يا عذابي وأنسى يا عذابي من أغمض عيوني
خادم تحملون خادمكم إلى خادم الحسين الشاعر كرر حسين الكربلائي
دنيا ظلمة وما شفت بسماي نجمة يا خلق سجاني ماكو بقلب رحمة شفت شباك الهوى احتاجيت اشمه عالوجيه بيده لطمني شلون لطمه عالوجه بيده لطمني شلون لطمه من سطرني تذكرت سطرة الزهرة عيني مثل امي بقت يا ناس حمرة من سطرني تذكرت سطرة الزهرة عيني مثل امي بقت يا ناس حمرة والاثار بعيوني والاثار بعيوني عالجسر يا عذابي يا عذابي ارفع صوتك هلا 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 لا عشيرة من أغمض عيوني
مأجور عمي، مأجور.
هلا عالجسر يا صبور ينفعني واهلي مفارقيني، عيني عالباب يشوكي الطارش يجيني، كم سنة مرت وما شايف بنيني، والله لي وليد الرضا هايج حنيني، والله لي وليد الرضا هايج حنيني، احكي ويا روحي وجمر تنزل دمعتي، يمتى اشوف ان فاطمة المعصومة بنتي، احكي ويا روحي وجمر تنزل دمعتي، يمتى اشوف ان فاطمة المعصومة بنتي، يا من التانوني وين عالجسر، هلا يا من التانوني عالجسر، يا عذابي يا عذابي، ها هلا من أغم
خادم
يا صبور ينفعني واهلي مفارقيني، يا صبر ينفعني واهلي مفارقيني، عيني عالباب شوكي الطارش يجيني، كم سنة مرت وما شايف بنيني، والله لي وليد الرضا هايج حنيني، والله لي وليد الرضا هايج حنيني، احكي ويا روحي وجمر تنزل دمعتي، يمتى اشوف ان فاطمة المعصومة هلا احكي ويا روحي وجمر تنزل دمعتي، يمتى اشوف ان فاطمة يا من التانوني، يا من التانوني،
يلا لا تتعب شباب،
عالجسر يا عذابي يا عذابي، صوتك هلا عالجسن سنين عمري شموع ما تنشمعة شمعة، سنين عمري شموع ما تنشمعة شمعة، امتاني ناعي الموت يمتى بروحي ينعي، وين اسمهم خل يجيني الجبد يقطع، وين اسمهم خل يجي الجبد يقطع، انطيت موعد عالجسر وبيوم جمعة، انطيت موعد عالجسر وبيوم جمعة، يا عمر هذا القضيته ودمعي هايمي بركبتي وبيدي وبجبني هالسلاسل، يا عمر هذا القضيت ودمعي هايمي بركبتي وبايدي وبجدمي السلاسل، وصوت فوق يمتوني عالجسر تلقوني، وصوت فوق يمتوني عالجسر يا عذابي وهذه ساعاتي الأخيرة، وأنا وحدي لا عمامي ولا عشير يا عذابي وهذه ساعاتي الأخيرة، هلا من أغام هلا من أغام اي للكاظيمت وين الروح آية السيجين ومصابة، للكاظيمت وين الروح آية السيجين ومصابة، آية السجين آية السجين، ليش ما اسمع صوته؟ هلا للكاظيمت وين الروح آية السجين، ايوه يا عين جودي بالدمع والعبره، ويا قلب ذوبي من القهر والسطره، وسعيد الزهره بوينه لابن الزهر، هلا هلا وسعيد الزهره بوينه علم فطر قلبه ومات من الكبد لهابه من الكبد إلى خادم الحسين الشاعر عدنان مقدم يا عين جودي بالدمع والعبره، على كيفك عمي على كيفك على كيفك على كيفك، يا عين جودي بالدمع والعبره، والحسرة وسعيد الزهرة بوينه وسعد الزهرة بوينه لابن الزهر علم فيطر قلبه وموات من الكبد لهاب من الكبد شافي بسجين بين شاهيكا واعي الهوى من اثار قد جفوفه تتنازف دم صاير نهاره وفطر تالي على السوام صايم نهاره وفطر تالي على مرمي على وجه القاع ولوج مني صواب ولوج مني صواب خادم شافي بسجين بين شاهيكا واعي الهوى من اثار قد جفوفه تتنازف دم صايم نهاره وفطر تالي على ما يرمي على وجه القاع ولو يجمعني صوابه ولو هلا الكاظم ريحل والريح حفظت منه طامورة السندي وسلاسل سجنه ولا نايحل تعنايا ولا نايحل تنعاه وتنشد عنا بديرة غرب ما ينشاف أهله ولا أحبابه أهله ولا هلا الكاظم ريحل والروح حفظت منه طامورة السندي وسلاسل سجنه ولا نايحل تنعاه تنشد عنا بديرة غرب ما ينشاف أهله ولا أحبابه أهله خادم هلا الكاظم ريحل والروح حفظت منه طامورة السندي وسلاسل سجنه ولا نايحل تنعاه وتنشد عنه بديرة غرب وما ينشاف أهله ولا أحبابه أهله ردينا بني هاشم تشد على الخيل ردنا بني هاشم تشد على الخيل توصل قبل لا يسدلع ليه الليل ومن تحضر بهمة لاعد نعجة تشيل تاخذ بثارة والسيف ما يرجع على قرابه ما يرجع على قرابه هلا يهردنا بني هاشم تشد على الخيل الحق ردنا بني هاشم تشد على الخيل توصل قبل لا يسدلع ليه الليل من تحضر بهمة لاعد نعشة شيل تاخذ بثارة والسيف ما يرجع على قرابه ما يرجع خد هلا يردنا بني هاشم تشد على الخيل ردنا بني هاشم تشد على الخيل توصل قبل لا يسدلع ليه الليل من تحضر بهمة لاعد نعشة شيل تاخذ بثارة والسيف ما يرجع على قرابه ما يرجع هلا لكن حما من الأربعة شايلته لكن حما من الأربعة شايلته فوق الجسر مطروح من خلته الله يساعد قلب فاطم بيته شافت ابوها بهالحال من الزعله وبيت رابه لكن حما من الأربعة شايلته لكن حما من الأربعة شايلته فوق الجسر مطروح من خلته الله يساعد قلب فاطم بيته شافت ابوها بهالحال من الزينه والعيد رابه ابد والله يا زهره ما ننسى حسين أبد ردنا بني هاشم تشد على الخيل توصل قبل لا يسدلع ليه الليل من تحضر بهمة لاعد نعشة شيل تاخذ بثارة والسيف ما يرجع على قرابه ابد بيت الدعاء ابد والله لكن حما من الأربعة شايلته فوق الجسر مطروح من خلته الله يساعد قلب فاطم بنته لكن حما من الأربعة شايلته ايه ابد والله يا زهراء ما ننسى حسينا. هلا ابد والله يا زهراء ما ننسى حسينا. ايه حسين 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 هلا وويلي على المظلوم. ايه وويلي على المظلوم. ها وويلي على المظلوم. ايه وويلي على المظلوم. وويلي على المظلوم. إلهي بموسى بن جعفر يا الله عجل لي وليك الفرج. إلهي بموسى بن جعفر يا الله عجل لي وليك الفرج. إلهي شافي مرضانا اقضي
I am the source of life. I bring livelihood. I am the remedy. I am the cure. I clean. I purify. Many take me for granted, but without me, they cannot live. They travel far to see me, and many travel along with me. I come from the mountains, the high mountains in Turkey, where it snows, and civilization is a distant vision. I have traveled the whole of Mesopotamia, and I have seen man tear up its soil. I have seen man take, but not give. You need me. You need me in the morning. You need me at night. You need me with your firstborn. And at every death, I am there. When you eat or drink, know I was behind it. I don't need anything from you. What could you possibly give that would benefit me? I was Karbala'i before anyone ever stepped foot on this land. I was there and watched every prophet walk on its sands. You think you know the story of Karbala? I saw the story of Karbala unfold in front of me. I heard the children wail over me. I saw Imam Hussein seek me for his infant. I trembled when Abul Fadhil gathered me in his hands, and I wept as his lifeless body lay by my banks. I saw Imam Hussein's head being raised upon a spear. They burnt the tents. If only I could put the fire out. I am water. I am the Furat.
عشق اول و آخر من ای مهربان تر از مادر من یا واهب العطایا یا منتهی الرجایا یا دافع البلایا ارباب تشنه سر جدا خون بهایت خدا السلام علی ساکن کربلا یا حبیبی حسین.
I am from which all life comes, and I am where all life ends. From my dust you rose and became pieces of moving clay. From my dirt you began to breathe. From my dirt you began to feed. I am where they plant their hopes, and I am where they harvest their dreams. The grass beneath your feet, the food which you enjoy, the perfumed bright flowers, all come from me. I nourish them. I bring color and joy to life. Without me, your world would be bland, gray. I am the ground that keeps you upright and balanced. I stop you from falling. I help you build and rise above the clouds. You do not care for me until the ground beneath you begins to shake. You disgust me with your carnage and pollution. You sin as if I'm not here, as if I can't see. I can swallow you whole if I wished. I've seen mankind's loves and losses. I remember you long after you pass. Like a warm, protective blanket, I cover your dignity and lay you to rest. From me you came, and to me you return. What then say you of a body on the ground, unshrouded, unburied, unprotected? Surely your heart shudders. What say you of an earth of flowing blood, yet thousands of years later it smells like musk? What say you of a burning earth, with bodies upon it, with radiant smiles upon dead lips? What say you of Imam Hussein and his companions, that they would die for the truth, rather than live a life of falsehood? I cried out for 3 days, bury him, but I could not cover him. Today, I cry out for those who visit him. Today I welcome them, and my dust cleanses their souls. Through my dust, they shall enter paradise. I am the miraculous cure. I am the beauty that came from tragedy. You think you know Karbala. I am Karbala.
Imam Hussein Media Group, out of respect to its audience, wants to be available anytime, anywhere. Our worldwide viewers, and in particular North America, can watch our channels through Roku TV setup box. To download our Roku app, follow these simple steps. Go onto the menu and select streaming channels, and then choose the category religious. Then you can find Imam Hussein TV from the list. Now choose add channel and then select OK. Done. Now you can find Imam Hussein TV in your home screen and watch all of our channels online.
نه قوت در کمر دارم ابوالفضل علم دارم.
The hadith is Sharif Ma'soom Imam al-Sajjad, he says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given my uncle Abbas a maqam such that on the day of judgment all the shuhada and the siddiqeen will wish they had the maqam of Abul Fadil. And the Imam did not leave an exception for anyone within the kawn. The exception that we know is Ahlul Bayt through Ahkam Aqli.